Assalamu alaikum students. I welcome you to lecture number 18 of your course Theory and Practice of Counseling. Today we'll be studying focusing and challenging skills in counseling. इससे पहले पिछला लेक्चर रिव्यू करेंगे और उसके बाद फिर आज के टॉपिक की बात की जाएगी. In the previous lecture we talked about influencing skills. उसकी ज़्यादातर हमने बात की थी and then we started talking about focusing skills also, जिसकी आज हम ज़्यादा डिस्कशन करेंगे. The previous lecture started with a discussion on the sequence of listening and understanding skills. Although there is not any particular paradigm or format that which skill shall be used first और उसके बाद जो है वो कौन सी skills use होनी चाहिए as far as listening and understanding skills are concerned. Some counselors have provided evidence that if they are used in a particular sequence that perhaps it will be better for the outcome of the therapy. और ये sequence क्या है? You could start with open-ended questions so that you could generate more information about the problem or the issue under investigation or under consideration. Then you could also in between ask closed-ended questions to get the factual information. और उसके बाद आप change कर सकते हैं कभी open-ended questions और कभी closed-ended questions. Then another important sequence while you are using open-ended and closed-ended questions is that you encourage your client to talk more because you are not talking at that moment, so it is important कि आपकी तरफ से भी कोई ना कोई communication शामिल हो जाए. And this communication is very important to provide a lead to the client so that client doesn't stop at one particular discussion और वो carry on करता है अपनी बात को. And then you could paraphrase, you could reword what your client is saying. आप दूसरे अल्फाज में उसको बयान कर देते हैं और उसके साथ साथ you also reflect the feelings and underlying meanings of the statements of your client. And while you are reflecting feeling, it is important that you distinguish between what is thought and feeling. और आप किस तरह से rephrase करेंगे और किस तरह से उसके meaning को reflect करेंगे. So it is very important at the same time that the counselor is aware about a good terminology and vocabulary जो भी language वो use कर रहा है. उसके बाद आप जो है वो summarize कर सकते हैं. Summarizing is usually about a few points that have been discussed so far or it may be at the end of the session. So ये sequence जो है वो आप usually adopt करते हैं, लेकिन अगर इसको आगे पीछे भी करना पड़ जाए तो it is not an issue. आप उसको अपनी appropriate जिस तरह से भी आपको लगता है आप काउंसलिंग सेशन में यूज कर सकते हैं. एंड देन वी स्टार्टेड टॉकिंग अबाउट इन्फ्लुएंसिंग स्किल्स. एज द नेम इम्प्लाइज यू आर ट्राइंग टू इन्फ्लुएंस योर क्लाइंट थ्रू अ नंबर ऑफ टेक्निक्स एंड demonstrations. Although attending and listening skills are very important in creating and establishing rapport and relationship between the client and counselor, but sometimes it is also important that you try to influence, reframe the thoughts of your client. As far as influencing skills are concerned, they are many. पहले नंबर पर हमने बात की थी reframing और interpretation की. That is most frequently used by psychodynamic counselors, क्योंकि आप जो जब इस पैराडाइम के तहत काम कर रहे हैं, you are trying to relate your childhood experiences to your present life problems. That is why you have to interpret that more, and this is frequently used in the last sessions of a therapy. And then we talked about directive influencing skill, that you provide direction और कोई command देते हैं, आप कुछ करने के लिए कहते हैं अपने client को, and the purpose is that in that way you could change the behavior of your and actions of your client. And then we also talked about advice and information giving. This is most commonly employed by a behavior counselor. Cognitive behavior counselor जो होते हैं वो ज़्यादा information provide करते हैं, redirect भी करते हैं और आपको advice भी देते हैं. But this is not very frequently used by a humanistic counselor. And then we also talked about self-disclosure, कि क्या काउंसलर को अपने आप को उसमें शामिल करना चाहिए थेरेपी में या नहीं. It is quite important as far as client-centered therapy is concerned, because when you disclose yourself, then you are creating a relationship and you are moving toward a good relationship between client and therapist, in that sense that you are trying to demonstrate to your client that you are also a human being, and perhaps this sharing of experience could establish trust also between these two partners. लेकिन इसको बहुत ज़्यादा भी डिस्क्लोज अपने आप को नहीं करना चाहिए, बिकॉज एज आई मैंशन दैट द थेरेपी इज फॉर द क्लाइंट नॉट फॉर द काउंसलर. तो अपने इश्यूज को बहुत ज़्यादा एलेबोरेट भी नहीं करना चाहिए, जितनी ज़रूरत हो वहीं तक महदूद रहना चाहिए काउंसलर को. Then we also talked about feedback. Feedback is usually provided by all theoretical orientations, and the purpose is to give more clarity to your client. और आप फीडबैक देते हैं कि किस तरीके से जो बिहेवियर है इस वक्त, फीलिंग्स और डिमॉन्स्ट्रेशंस जो है वो सही जा रही हैं, एंड व्हाट डू यू थिंक दैट अदर पीपल वुड बी परसीविंग द क्लाइंट. आप जिस तरह से क्लाइंट अपने आप को परसीव करता है, यू आर प्रोवाइडिंग अनदर एक्सप्लेनेशन that how the client's feelings and thoughts and behaviors are perceived by other people and the counselor as well. Then we talked about logical consequences between your client's thoughts and future consequences. और उसका ये फ़ायदा होता है कि the client will know कि what are the maladaptive patterns which may not be useful for practicing in future, may not be good for him, और अगर उसको alternate उसके forms क्या हो सकती हैं और उसको change कैसे किया जा सकता है. And then we finally talked about influencing summary, and we concluded that if this summary is conducted with attending skills, then it proves really useful. And finally we talked about focused and selective attention as another micro skill. तो उससे पहले हमने इन्फ्लुएंसिंग स्किल्स डिस्कस की, और उसके बाद हमने एक अपनी फोर्थ डायमेंशन ऑफ माइक्रो स्किल्स वी डिस्कस्ड अबाउट दैट. आज भी इसी पर एलैबोरेट करेंगे, फोकस्ड एंड अटेंशन स्किल्स. तो जब आप फोकस करते हैं अपने क्लाइंट की बात पर, तो देयर आर सो मेनी थिंग्स दैट द क्लाइंट मे बी टॉकिंग अबाउट, एंड एन इफेक्टिव काउंसलर पिक्स द इम्पॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट of those themes and decides कि किस बात पर पहले बात शुरू करनी है, and what are the things which can wait, और उनके बाद में बात की जाएगी. एक और चीज़ जो मैंने पिछली दफ़ा आपको बताई थी वो ये थी कि the ideal thing is that you first focus on the client and then on the problem. Although it is not essential that always you use this procedure, but it is better in most of the circumstances कि अगर आप पहले concentrate करें अपने client पर और उसकी feelings पर, because उस तरीके से आप उसकी feelings से move नहीं कर जाते, और ये ना हो कि आप problem पर concentrate करते करते अपनी जो clients की thoughts और feelings है उसको भूल जाए. So initial focus is usually on the client, and then it is followed by other focuses. And then we talked about two micro skills as far as focused attention is concerned. One is focused responding and the other is focused exploration. In the previous lecture we talked about focused responding, and we tried to understand that by a number of examples कि कैसे बहुत सारे elements में से आप कुछ elements पर focus करते हैं, किसी एक पर पहले बात करते हैं और बाकियों पर बाद में बात चलती है. So let's start from the same issue that we ended our previous lecture on, and that was focused attention या focused responding. Counselors generally agree that there are 7 dimensions of micro skill focus analysis, and these are very vital to make us understand that what is going on in a counseling session, और counseling session जो है वो कैसे चलता है इन सारी skills को साथ लेकर. So what could be different focuses of the counselor? किन किन चीज़ों पर फोकस किया जाना चाहिए, कौन कौन सी चीज़ें जो हैं वो क्लाइंट की कन्वर्सेशन में इम्पॉर्टेंट होती हैं. लेट्स डिस्कस दैट. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल देयर कुड बी क्लाइंट फोकस. एक मिसाल से इसको समझने की कोशिश कीजिए, और मिसाल जो है ये एक पिछली जो आपको सुमेरा के केस की मिसाल दी थी, ये उसी से ताल्लुक़ रखती है. सो द काउंसलर इज सेइंग व्हेन ही लिसन्स टू व्हाट सुमेरा इज सेइंग, that Sumera, you feel confused and lonely. You are unsure of what you want to do. So here you can see that the counselor is focusing on the client and giving 4 personal references to the client. Firstly, नाम use किया जाता है Sumera. Then he says, you are confused. One thing, you are lonely. you are unsure what you want to do. So ये 4 चीजों के जरिए वो उसको पर्सनलाइज करता है so that the client is able to focus on himself or herself. So this is one kind of focus, and I repeat that it is more important to focus on the client first, although there is not any hard and fast rule that it is every time essentially the client who shall be focused first. It depends on the situation, context और इंडिविजुअल काउंसलिंग सेशन कि आप किस चीज पर पहले फोकस करते हैं. और इसकी मैंने पिछली दफा एक मिसाल भी दी थी कि इफ दिस इज एमरजेंसी सिचुएशन देन यू मे कंसंट्रेट ऑन द प्रॉब्लम फर्स्ट, और प्रॉब्लम जो है उसकी बात आगे चल के करते हैं. व्हाट कुड बी द नेक्स्ट फोकस ऑफ द काउंसलर? द नेक्स्ट फोकस कुड बी ऑन अदर पीपल. अगेन वी विल टेक सुमेराज एग्जाम्पल बिकॉज यू आर फेमिलियर विद दैट. तो अगर काउंसलर दूसरे लोगों पर फोकस कर रहा है हु आर आल्सो रिलेटेड विद द प्रॉब्लम्स ऑफ द क्लाइंट, तो फिर वो क्या कहेगा? लेट्स सी दैट. टेल मी मोर अबाउट योर हस्बैंड. सो नाउ द फोकस इज ऑन वन रिलेशनशिप ऑफ द क्लाइंट एंड दैट इज हस्बैंड. सो हस्बैंड का प्रॉब्लम क्या था? हस्बैंड इज फाइटिंग, husband is taking drugs. So you would explore this further. Another dimension in Sumaira's conversation was her son. अपने बेटे की जब वो बात कर रही थी. So अगर इस पर कंसंट्रेट करेगा काउंसलर तो क्या कहेगा? What's going on with Rehan? Remember Rehan बेटे का नाम था. तो the counselor decides कि पहले हस्बैंड पर तवज्जो देनी है when the focus is on others, या बेटे पर करनी है. और इसी तरीके से दूसरी मिसालों में भी जैसे हमने पिछली दफा मिसाल ली थी, one client was talking about mother-in-law and husband also. So what shall be the initial focus as far as other people are concerned? The next focus could be on family, and it is very important in every culture I suppose, लेकिन बाज़ कल्चर्स में फैमिली की बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस होती है. सो यू नीड टू कंसंट्रेट फुली ऑन फैमिली इश्यूज. अब अगेन वी विल टेक सुमेराज एग्जाम्पल, क्योंकि अगर एक ही मिसाल को हम साथ लेके चलते हैं तो स्टूडेंट्स को ये फ़ायदा होता है कि वो उससे बड़े फेमिलियर हो जाते हैं और वो उसको ज़्यादा आसानी के साथ समझ सकते हैं. सो व्हाट द काउंसलर कुड से? द काउंसलर कुड try to understand the importance of family history and family interaction. In Sumaira's example, Sumaira's son was bullying in school. छोटे बच्चों को मार रहा था. अब you know that the situation at the home is not very ideal. Husband is fighting, taking drugs, and what kind of atmosphere is being created for the child. So you could ask about family issues, and you could also clarify to your client that the behavior of a person is affected by family environment. तो आपका बच्चा जो है वो हो सकता है कि आपके हालात से मुतासर हो रहा है. So could you tell me more about what is happening in your family? So now the focus is on family. The next focus could be on the problem or main themes. Problem क्या है? Again it is related with others, related with self, family. जैसे कि husband's drug taking, any possible emergency, जैसे मैंने पिछली दफा बात की थी, you have to find out whether the situation is serious, how that fight is going on, how much is the fight, कितनी दफा, what is the frequency of fight, what are the consequences of these fights. तो husband जो है वो abusive हो जाता है, physically threatening हो जाता है, ऐसा क्या situation है, you have to find out that. So you concentrate on the theme or the problem. The next focus could be interviewer focus. Interviewer अपने आप पर भी focus कर सकता है. कैसे? For example, he says, I also grew up in a family where there were frequent rows. Now this is a self-disclosure. The counselor is telling that he also has seen these kind of problems. उसका advantage क्या है? Client will be having a feeling that the counselor is like me. He is also experiencing the same problem. Yeah, in the past life he has experienced the same problem, so he is able to understand me. ऐसा नहीं लगता कि काउंसलर जो है वो बहुत एक ऐसी जगह पर बैठा हुआ है, हाई पेडिस्टल पर, where you can't reach. It is clear that the counselor is just like ordinary human beings, or he can experience, he can understand what is going on in client's mind. तो इस तरीके से trust भी establish हो जाता है. अब अगेन आई वुड रिपीट कि बहुत ज़्यादा फोकस जो है वो काउंसलर पर नहीं होना चाहिए. इट इज़ जस्ट फॉर एस्टैब्लिशिंग एंड स्ट्रेंथनिंग. इट इज़ नॉट टू डिस्कस काउंसलर्स पर्सनल इश्यूज. द नेक्स्ट इज वी फोकस. क्लाइंट और काउंसलर का दोनों का फोकस, so that they are working as a joint team to create that impression. For example, the counselor could say, right now we seem to be getting somewhere. The two of us ought to be able to generate some good ideas using what we know. So now he is suggesting that they are working as a team. This approach is quite popular in those counselors who are using humanistic paradigm and also who are using feminist theoretical explanations for their approaches, where the counselor joins the client for some work. वो उनके साथ ज्वाइन कर लेता है क्लाइंट के साथ to advocate his or her rights. So it has a good impression in that sense कि आप इकट्ठे मिल कर काम कर रहे हैं. It is not only a client who is struggling to solve his problems, और जो counselor है, he or she is a higher authority. This does not create the impression with we kind of collaborative work. The next is cultural, environmental and contextual focus. This is very important in those cultures where families are more important, where culture plays a dominant role in your experiences, in your thoughts and feelings. वैसे तो हर कल्चर में जो है, हर कल्चर जो है वो कंट्रीब्यूट करता है इंसान की फीलिंग्स को, थॉट्स को, लेकिन यूजुअली इट हैज़ बीन सीन दैट मोस्ट ऑफ द फेमस थ्योरीज आर बिल्ट ऑन वेस्टर्न पैराडाइम्स एंड वेस्टर्न पॉपुलेशंस को सामने रखकर बनाई गई हैं. तो मे बी दे आर नॉट फुलफिलिंग द पर्पस ऑफ ऑल कल्चर. सो इट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट द काउंसलर इज सेंसिटिव टू कल्चरल इश्यूज. सो Ivey has suggested in this dimension in 1994 that there may be broader social, cultural, racial, sex role and economic issues that might provide an insight into the problem. So it is not only sufficient that you pay attention and focus on the client, others, family, but it is also important that you look at the cultural and environmental context. और gender roles को भी इसमें साथ रखिए, social class को भी साथ रखिए, because sometimes there are wide cultural differences, जो ethnic differences होते हैं, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ there could be several cultures within one culture, as far as like उसकी मिसाल जो है वो gender और social class है, या different sects हैं, तो आप उनकी तरफ भी you should be sensitive enough to pick any ideas that could be related with cultural and environmental factors. और feminist theories जो हैं, they are placing high premium on cultural and contextual factors. Another point is that whenever you are focusing on any element, this should be done with great caution. You should be very cautious. What is your focus of attention? You are paying attention first to person, to others, to the situation, or to culture. So it really depends on the situation. जैसे मैंने पहले भी कहा था, अगर emergency है तो पहले आप problem को deal करें. So some people feel more comfortable अगर उनका problem जो है वो पहले सामने रख लिया जाए. But it really depends on the situation, और counselor will be in the situation best position to describe and to decide कि कौन से element पर पहले तवज्जो दी जानी चाहिए. So that was about focused attention, focused responding. उसके बाद जो अगला है that follows with focused exploration. आप respond करते हैं मुख्तलिफ themes की तरफ and then you explore one theme in depth. उसके बाद अगले चीज़ की तरफ respond करते हैं and then you explore that. So you are responding to a specific part of client statements. For example, if you are focusing on the client, then what about the client? Client की किस चीज़ की तरफ, किस feeling की तरफ आपको ज़्यादा तवज्जो देनी है? You will be exploring that. उसकी भी बहुत सारी feelings हो सकती हैं. He could be angry, he could be sad, he could be tense. तो आपने किस element को ज़्यादा एक्सप्लोर करना है और पहले एक्सप्लोर करना है. There are 3 ways to establish focus. कौन कौन से बातें हैं जिनसे हम ये देख सकते हैं कि आप किस पर एक्सप्लोर पहले करें. One thing is to ask clients to prioritize areas for exploration. You can ask your client also that आप क्या चाहते हैं कि किस चीज़ पर हम पहले बात करें. Because it is client's right also. Maybe one idea is bothering the client more as compared to the other ideas. So इसमें भी कोई harm नहीं है अगर आप client की राय ले लें. लेकिन sometime it is possible that the client wants to talk about some issue which the counselor thinks is not very important. So then it is essential that client की बात छोड़ दी जाए और काउंसलर जिस चीज़ को ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट समझता है उस पर डिस्कशन पहले स्टार्ट कर दी जाए. एंड ही कैन प्रोवाइड लॉजिक टू दैट आल्सो. सो द सेकंड way to establish focus is that counselor may wish to initiate explorations of specific areas. Counselor will be able to decide कि पहले किस एरिया की बात करनी है और उस एरिया में किस चीज़ पर फोकस करना है. And then thirdly, counselor may wish to focus further when exploring specific areas. और ये भी हो सकता है कि जब एक स्पेसिफिक एरिया को फोकस कर रहा है तो उस पे अंदर एक और चीज़ जिसके बारे में क्लाइंट ने कोई बात नहीं की, द काउंसलर इज क्यूरियस टू नो अबाउट दैट. जैसे द फाइटिंग ऑफ हस्बैंड. कभी ऐसा कोई वाकया हुआ कि उसने फिजिकली उसको अब्यूज किया हो, कभी ये हालत इमरजेंसी की हालत तक आ पहुंची, एंड व्हाट हैपेंड. सो द काउंसलर मे बी विशिंग टू एक्सप्लोर फर्दर सम इशू, तो देन ही शुड बी वर्किंग इन दैट डायरेक्शन. And this is important to know here that it really depends on the effectiveness of a counselor कि कौन सा पहलू जो है वो पहले डिस्कस किया जाए और कौन सा जो चीज़ है उसको पहले जो है वो एक्सप्लोर कर लिया जाए. Now we'll be talking about another final micro skill, and that is challenging and confrontation skills. So remember what we have discussed so far as far as micro skills counseling are concerned. Firstly, we talked about attending skills. Then we talked about listening and understanding skills. Thirdly, we talked about influencing skills. पिछले लेक्चर की बात कर रही हूँ. Then we moved on to selective focusing. और finally, we are discussing challenging and confrontation skills. Challenges focus on discrepant, inconsistent and mixed messages that counselors perceive that clients send. So we are concentrating now on mixed messages that the client is sending to you. And if there is any discrepancy between the thought and behavior of the client. Often it has been assumed that confrontation is a very strict word और ये जो है वो अच्छा नहीं लफ्ज़ समझा जाता. बट when we talk about counseling profession, it is used in a gentle way. You are confronting your client, but you are not being authoritative, demanding, बल्कि उसका purpose जो है is to reduce inconsistencies between thoughts and actions of your client. The purpose is not insulting or humiliating your client. Egan has pointed out in 1994 that, to put most simply, challenge is an invitation to examine internal or external behavior that seems to be self-defeating, harmful to others, or both, and to change that behavior. So there are two perspectives in this explanation. एक बात तो ये है कि you provide a different perspective to your client. एक नया frame of reference देते हैं, because नया frame of reference कैसे होगा? You help client identifying such behavior which is inconsistent with his actions, which is harmful, self-defeating, and then translating that perspective into action. Then you try to change that behavior. So you are translating that perspective into action, that what shall be done. अगर previous behavior सही ही नहीं है तो फिर client को क्या करना चाहिए. As we have talked about influencing, listening skills, there are a number of skills under those dimensions. Similarly, there are a number of challenging skills. What are different challenging skills that a counselor can use in a counseling session? Firstly is challenging clients to speak for themselves. अपने बारे में बात करें. They shall be self-aware, focusing on themselves. कैसे? इसकी बाद में बात करते हैं. Second, you challenge mixed messages from your clients. Thirdly, challenging possible distortions of reality. Number 4, you challenge when the client is not acknowledging choices. ये कैसे करेंगे? We will see that in the next slides. And then you reframe the client's statements, actions and behaviors. And then finally, we would discuss how to challenge. Challenge counselor ने कैसे करना है. So let's first discuss different challenging skills. First of all, we will talk about challenging clients to speak for themselves. Often it has been noted that in counseling situation, the client is trying to take responsibility away from him because sometimes the client is not comfortable in confronting his own ideas, feelings, उनका सामना नहीं कर सकता because they may be creating anxiety in the client. तो बेहतर ये है कि you do not talk about them और आप defensive हो जाते हैं because several kinds of anxieties are associated with your feelings and your thoughts that you are expressing to your counselor. So, by failing to send I messages, clients may distance themselves from their feelings, thoughts and actions. And this is illustrated by using, instead of I message, clients use other words like we, it, you. Counselor की तरफ इशारा कर देते हैं. और sometimes they say, one doesn't like it. तो one doesn't like it का मतलब असल में यही होता है कि I don't like it, but they don't want to take responsibility of this particular statement because that may create anxiety in the client and also it is pointing toward taking responsibility of some particular feeling that may be threatening to the client. अब इसमें क्या क्या चीजें हो सकती हैं? You are not acknowledging your thoughts, your feelings. तो कैसे ये हो सकता है? First of all, you are not owning a feeling. You don't want to own your feeling. है ये आपकी अपनी feeling, लेकिन आप अपने आप को उसके साथ associate नहीं करना चाहते. एक मिसाल के जरिए समझते हैं. Let's see client's non-I message. Client ये कह रहा है, he is impossible when he behaves like that. He doesn't talk about the effect about that behavior on himself. So the client I messages could be instead, I feel hurt and frustrated at his behavior. So instead of saying I feel frustrated, I feel hurt when a person behaves like this, he is saying that he is impossible when he behaves like that. So he doesn't want to acknowledge about his feeling that are being affected by the behavior of another person. Another situation is when the client doesn't own a thought. पहले हमने ये बात की, client doesn't own a feeling. और थेरेपी का तो पर्पस ही ये है कि आपको क्लाइंट को अवेयर करें उसकी फीलिंग्स के बारे में. यू आर एक्चुअली डिमॉन्स्ट्रेटिंग एंड रिफ्लेक्टिंग फीलिंग्स ऑफ द क्लाइंट एज अ काउंसलर, लेकिन क्लाइंट अपनी फीलिंग्स को एक्नॉलेज ही नहीं कर रहा. सो दैट कैन क्रिएट प्रॉब्लम इन सेल्फ अवेयरनेस विच इज द फोकस ऑफ काउंसलिंग सेशन या प्रैक्टिस. सो व्हेन यू डू नॉट ओन अ थॉट, व्हाट हैपेंस? क्लाइंट सेज, नॉन आई मैसेज दे रहा है, what do you think about women serving in the forces in combat roles? So the client is asking counselor, what do you think about women serving in army or in other combat forces? Because sometime it happens कि आप क्वेश्चन करते हैं और पर्पस ये है कि you will join in the answer. जो काउंसलर का जवाब होगा, you could agree with that or maybe you could disagree at some stage, लेकिन रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी जो है वो आपकी नहीं होगी कि आई डू नॉट लाइक वुमेन वर्किंग इन दिस काइंड ऑफ जॉब. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर क्लाइंट आई मैसेज देता है तो वो क्या कहता है? आई थिंक वुमेन शुड or should not serve in the forces in combat roles. So he is saying, it is my thought, I own it. So this is the task of the counselor that should concentrate and confront this kind of situation. Another situation could be when the client fails to own an action. अपने behavior को own नहीं करता. Doesn't want to own his behavior and actions. Let's see an example of non-I and I messages in this dimension. Client's non-I messages could be the car crashed into the garage door. As compared to that, client's I message could be I crashed the car into the garage door. आपने अक्सर देखा होगा कि जब एक्सीडेंट होता है तो लोग आमतौर पे कहते हैं कि आज कार लग गई कहीं, आज कार हिट हो गई. बट हु डिड दैट? पीपल डू नॉट वांट टू टेक द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. दैट इज व्हाई दे आर सेइंग आज कार लग गई. दे डू नॉट वांट टू से आई एक्चुअली हिट समबॉडीज कार, या मैंने अपनी कार किसी से टकरा दी, मेरी दीवार के साथ लग गई, रिवर्स करते हुए खंबे के साथ टकरा गई, वगैरह वगैरह. So it happens in other relationships also that you don't want to take responsibility because you are maybe not comfortable with the consequences of adopting that and acknowledging that thought or feeling or action. So basically अब तक हमने जो बात की है उससे ये पता चलता है कि काउंसलर को कन्फ्रंट करना पड़ता है, चैलेंज करना पड़ता है क्लाइंट को व्हेन द क्लाइंट इज नॉट एक्नॉलेजिंग हिज एक्शंस, हिज फीलिंग्स एंड थॉट्स. तो ये कन्फ्रंट कैसे किया जा सकता है? सो हाउ डू वी डू दैट? सो यू कैन एनकरेज क्लाइंट्स टू सेंड आई मैसेजेस. जैसे कि क्लाइंट कहता है कि लोग ये कहते हैं कि इस तरह होना चाहिए, आपका क्या ख्याल है? बिकॉज द क्लाइंट डजंट वांट टू यूज आई मैसेज. So how do you persuade your client to use I messages? Let's see that. You respond as though clients send I messages. Even though the client is not saying that I was hurt, I crashed the car, I do not like that person, I am uncomfortable. Even though the client doesn't use these kinds of statements, फिर भी counselor जो है should respond by using you. So you feel hurt. So it means that you do not like that. So does it mean that you hit the car? तो इससे ये होगा कि the responsibility will be focused on the client, चाहे वो उसको तस्लीम कर रहा है या नहीं. So this is one way. What could be the second way? एक और तरीका ये हो सकता है कि you directly request the client that please use I messages. आप डायरेक्ट उसको बताते हैं कि आप खुद क्या समझते हैं, प्लीज इसके बारे में बताइए. अगर क्लाइंट ये कहता है कि व्हाट डू यू थिंक दैट वुमेन शुड बी डूइंग जॉब इन आर्मी और नॉट, तो आप ये कहते हैं कि यू वुड हैव योर आल्सो पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, सो कैन यू प्लीज एक्सप्रेस दैट? आई हैव माई पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू आल्सो बट यू वुड हैव योर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, लेट्स डिस्कस दैट. तो इस तरीके से उसको परसूट किया जा सकता है. द थर्ड थिंग इज दैट यू डिमॉन्स्ट्रेट योर सेल्फ I messages. So you start sending I messages. You use I term that I personally think this is like that. जब काउंसलर I मैसेज देता है तो आगे से ऑटोमेटिकली जो है वो क्लाइंट को भी लगता है कि उसको भी I मैसेज देने चाहिए. So these are three ways through which you can help your client using I messages and taking on the responsibility and also at the same time becoming aware of his thoughts, feelings and actions. So this was the first type of confrontation when the client is not taking responsibility. The second is when the client is sending mixed messages. दो तरह की कैफियत जो है वो client बताता है. The client is confused, in conflict, is not sure, और आप उसको इसका एहसास दिलाते हैं that there is a conflict in your mind. So you show discrepancy between verbal, voice and body messages. आप observe करते हैं कि there is a discrepancy between different messages that the client is giving to you. और वो कौन से messages होते हैं ये पहले हम पढ़ चुके हैं कि client कौन कौन से messages देता है काउंसलर को. Non-verbal messages होते हैं, उसके अलावा जो है verbal messages होते हैं, what a person is saying, और उसके अलावा उसके facial expression होते हैं, body मूवमेंट होती है, उसके लिंग्विस्टिक एक्सप्रेशंस होते हैं. सो यू ऑल कंबाइन ऑल ऑफ देम एंड देन पॉइंट आउट एनी डिस्क्रिपेंसी दैट यू फील अमंग ऑल दीज मैसेजेस. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आप ये कह सकते हैं कि द क्लाइंट इज सेइंग आई एम ओके, आई एम परफेक्टली वेल, बट द क्लाइंट इज हैविंग अ चोक्ड वॉइस or tearful eyes. The client may not be having tearful eyes, looking down, seem depressed. आज मुझे इस तरह का इत्तेफाक हुआ. One of my thesis students came to meet me और हमने thesis discuss करना था, and I was telling her that these are the problems in the section that she has written. तो मैं उसे कही थी कि ये इसको ऐसे ऐसे कर लेते हैं, and she was saying बिल्कुल सही है, हाँ मैं इसी तरह कर लूँगी. But then I observed that she was very uncomfortable. She was nearly crying, and then I stopped talking about thesis, but first I provided silence. आपने शायद आपको भी याद हो कि हमने एक साइलेंस की बात की थी कि साइलेंस इज नॉट अ बैड थिंग और थ्रेटनिंग थिंग एज फॉर एज काउंसलिंग सेशन इज कंसर्न. समटाइम्स इट इज अप्रोप्रिएट कि कुछ साइलेंस आ जाए, बिकॉज आई वांटेड हर टू रिलैक्स, या फिर थोड़ा सा जो है वो मैं उसके ऊपर क्वेश्चंस की भरमार कर दूं और वो और परेशान हो जाए. सो आई स्टॉप टॉकिंग फॉर अ व्हाइल एंड देन आई सेड कि समथिंग इज ऑन योर माइंड, सो लेट्स फर्स्ट टॉक अबाउट दैट. और हो सकता है कि वो छोटा सा इशू हो लेकिन आप उस पर कंसंट्रेट कर लेते हैं, तो वो बेहतर होता है कि क्लाइंट ताकि आगे ग्रो कर सके. अगर उसके बरक्स आप ये करेंगे कि जो क्लाइंट कह रहा है आई एम ओके, आई एम फाइन, आप उस पर कंसंट्रेट करते हैं, तो फिर थेरेपी जो है उसमें ब्रेक आ जाती है. इट कैन नॉट बी हेल्पफुल. दिस बिहेवियर विल एक्चुअली प्रोवाइड अ हिंड्रेंस टू द काउंसलिंग progression. The next challenging mixed message could be when you observe discrepancy within verbal messages. The client is saying two different things or more than two things. The client is saying that I am very committed to do this job and I don't know why my boss is getting angry on me. And then at that same time और या सेशन में किसी और टाइम क्लाइंट आपको बताता है कि वो बहुत ज़्यादा छुट्टियां करता है काम से. Then you could point out that you are saying you are very committed to your job, but at the same time you are saying that you are taking many days off from your work. So could you describe this, what is going on, yeah, what could be the reasons for this behavior and so on. The third mixed message could be a discrepancy between words and actions. जो मैंने पहले बात की थी, the client is saying something और उसके actions जो हैं वो कुछ और बता रहे हैं. या फिर क्लाइंट ये कहता है कि आई डोंट लाइक दिस काइंड ऑफ पब्लिक सेक्टर जॉब्स एंड देन ही सेज दैट आई एम गोइंग टू अप्लाई टू वन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. तो देन यू कैन आस्क कि अभी आपने ये कहा था बट देयर इज अ डिस्क्रिपेंसी. और द पर्पस हियर इज नॉट एक्चुअली व्हाट आई स्टेटेड बिफोर टू ह्यूमिलिएट और अंडरमाइन द क्लाइंट. आप उसकी इंसल्ट नहीं कर रहे, बट आप क्लैरिफाई कर रहे हैं एक सिचुएशन को कि ये इसमें डिस्क्रिपेंसी है, तो लेट्स फर्स्ट सॉर्ट दिस आउट और उसके बाद आगे चलते हैं. एक और सिचुएशन क्या हो सकती है व्हेन देयर इज अ डिस्क्रिपेंसी बिटवीन पास्ट एंड प्रेजेंट स्टेटमेंट्स. एक ही सेशन में या एक पिछले सेशन में और एक अब वाले सेशन में द क्लाइंट इज सेइंग डिफरेंट थिंग्स, और आप ये कहते हैं कि यू जस्ट सेड दिस बट नाउ यू आर स्टेटिंग दिस, सो कैन वी टॉक अबाउट दैट फर्दर. द पर्पस इज अगेन टू find out the reason of that discrepancy between present and past behavior, because sometimes people do forget कि उन्होंने पहले क्या कहा होता है, लेकिन that shows that there is a conflict on this issue in the mind of the client. It is also important that sometimes the counselor also points toward the consequences of such mixed messages. इसके consequences future में क्या हो सकते हैं, that you are saying कि you are committed to do that work, लेकिन आप उसको properly attend भी नहीं कर रहे, तो you think this behavior will be helpful in your future, so that client को सोचने का मौका मिल जाए और उसकी आप insight develop करते हैं इस तरीके से. So this was the second challenging skill when you are challenging mixed messages from your clients. The next point is when you challenge possible distortions of reality. People are frequently in the habit of distorting their perceptions. और ये perceptions आप distort कैसे करते हैं? We see something and then we interpret that how we think it is appropriate. And sometimes our interpretations, our perceptions are faulty. और उनसे पूरा जो situation या scenario है वही change हो जाता है. So it really depends how you are perceiving one situation. एक ही सिचुएशन को मुख्तलिफ लोग मुख्तलिफ तरीके से परसीव करते हैं और उस परसेप्शन में अगर प्रॉब्लम्स हैं तो then it is the job of the counselor to point out toward those discrepancies. Clients may have unrealistic perceptions that can harm rather than help them. अब ये unrealistic perceptions कौन कौन सी हो सकती हैं और उनकी reasons क्या हो सकती हैं? Let's see that. So the reasons of such distortions are that clients could jump to conclusions on insufficient evidence. Sometimes we could jump to conclusions even though we do not have sufficient evidence to support that conclusion. And that creates anxiety and tension in the person. बहुत सारी चीज़ें हम readily जो है वो conclude कर लेते हैं. इस तरह की statements आपने खुद भी बोली होंगी, लोगों से भी सुनी होंगी कि I am a loser, I am not good at all, I am not capable to do anything, I am not a good mother at all, I have no friend, nobody likes me. ये बड़ी generalized किस्म की statements हैं और इनका evidence आमतौर पर नहीं होता. When I am saying कि इसका evidence नहीं होता तो इसका मतलब ये है कि when we are using it as a generalized term तो फिर उस पूरे का evidence नहीं होता because hardly you would find a person who would have not a single friend. When a person says I cannot do anything right, so it is not possible कि कोई शख्स कोई भी काम सही ना कर सके. So we are generalizing in the absence of sufficient evidence. So this is the job of the counselor to point out toward that fact, because when people are distorting their perceptions, then it is really affecting their mind. और it has been seen कि जब आप distort कर देते हैं reality को, even though reality is not so dark, लेकिन आपकी perceptions जो हैं they could make you depressed and anxious. और बहुत सारी जो theoretical orientations हैं they are actually focusing on challenging these kind of assumptions that people could have. एक और क्या reason हो सकती है when people use black and white thinking, whether they are perfect or they are not good at all. तो इसके दरमियान में ग्रे एरिया जो है उसको भूल जाते हैं. And seldom you would find people who are very perfect. कभी ना कभी गलती हर एक से हो जाती है. And seldom would you find people who are always committing errors. कभी ना कभी अच्छी बात उनसे भी हो जाती है. Seldom you would find a person who would have no friend or who would have friend everywhere. हर कोई उसका दोस्त हो, ऐसे भी नहीं होता. The third reason could be when you fail to own responsibility for your thoughts, feelings and actions. आपके clients जो हैं they are not taking responsibility for their thoughts and actions, और आप इस चीज़ का उनको एहसास दिलाते हैं because when they are not taking responsibility of their thoughts and actions, तो फिर people could distort reality because they are perceiving it in a different way. So अब इसका फायदा क्या होता है कि the counselor is introducing external viewpoint of himself. आप internal viewpoint जो है वो तो counselor का client का है ही, लेकिन अब आप एक external viewpoint introduce करवा रहे हैं, that is of counselor. We have discussed that it is important that the client concentrate on internal viewpoint, but at the same time it is also essential that the counselor introduce sometime external viewpoint to have a reality testing of the situation. The next point is when you challenge not acknowledging choice. When your client is not acknowledging that he has choice, उसको choice available है जिसको वो avail नहीं कर रहा. So life skills counseling heavily emphasizes personal responsibility and choices. People have choices, लेकिन उसको avail नहीं कर रहे, but they are saying that perhaps they do not have choices. किस तरह से ये भी देखते हैं. Counselor can confront clients with their role as choosers in their lives. Sometimes we say कि हमारी life जो है वो बड़ी troublesome हो गई है. एक मिसाल लेते हैं. The mother says कि मुझे हर काम अपने बेटे का खुद करना पड़ता है. He is 19-20 years old, but still I have to do a lot of things, and he make me do ironing for his clothes. He make me do small things for him. I have to tidy up things for him. He makes me do this and that. But the thing is, you are doing it. So why don't you take responsibility that it is your choice to do that? If it was not your choice, then you could have said no. तो अब यहाँ पे थेरेपिस्ट का या काउंसलर का क्या काम है? You change I can't do that to I won't do that. So it is not that people can't do that, people don't want to do that. And that is why it is happening in this way. The next challenging skill is that you challenge by reframing the thoughts and feelings of your client. So counselors may also challenge clients' existing perceptions by offering new perspectives. We have talked enough about that in influencing skills also, that you provide alternative explanations to what the client is thinking at the moment. आप उसके अलावा जो और perspective हो सकते हैं, reframe कर सकते हैं client की thoughts को, so that he could look at the situation in a different way. सिचुएशन वही है, लेकिन आपका फ्रेम ऑफ रेफरेंस और परसेप्शन जो है वो चेंज हो गया है, और उस परसेप्शन के चेंज होने के साथ योर फीलिंग्स एंड थॉट्स कुड आल्सो बी चेंज, और उससे इफेक्ट्स जो हैं आपकी ज़ात पर होते हैं वो भी डिफरेंट हो जाएंगे. अकॉर्डिंग टू जेल्डार्ड in 1989 he pointed out that sometimes a skillful counselor can change the way a client perceives events or situation by reframing the picture which the client has described. So it is a very important challenging skill that you reframe what the client is talking about, what the client is thinking about. आप जब reframe करते हैं, you provide a new angle to the situation. According to Beck, reframing consists of seeing these negative qualities in a different light. Beck की theory के बारे में शायद आप जानते हो. Beck talks about cognitive distortions that people could have, or due to these cognitive distortions, people could perceive reality in a different way, and the same negative qualities को आप जो है वो एक different light में अपने client को दिखाते हैं. We'll take a case example here to understand that how to reframe and how to change distorted feelings of the clients. Zishan, who is 16 years old, perceived his mother as disliking him because she was always nagging him about doing household chores. The counselor acknowledged his anger but offered the reframe that his mother was a single parent who had to go to work to support the family and got very tired because she had more on her plate than she could handle or afford. When she felt exhausted, she became irritable. So now this is another explanation, alternative explanation, that the mother is nagging because the mother is tired, exhausted due to overwork. And actually it is not that she dislikes her son. The next question is how to challenge. एक काउंसलर को challenging skills कैसे यूज करनी चाहिए? First is that you start with reflecting. It is important that since confrontation and challenging is not very pleasant, किसी शख्स को ये अच्छा नहीं लगता कि उसकी थॉट्स को चैलेंज किया जाए, चाहे आप कितने ही माइल्डर वे में कर रहे हों. But it is important that when you are challenging, you start with showing understanding, reflecting on feeling, showing to the client that you have understood what is going on in his mind, और आप इसको समझते हैं और साथ आप चैलेंज कर रहे हैं. So first you provide good listening and reflect feeling, and then you build your challenging on your reflections. The second point is that wherever possible, help clients to challenge themselves. It is important that if the client learns to challenge himself, तो फिर उस पर ज़्यादा असर होगा, because when you acknowledge that there are distortions, when you acknowledge that yes, there is a conflict between his words and actions, when you acknowledge that there are discrepancies between his behaviors and his thoughts, then it is more easy to understand the problem, and then the client will be in a position to challenge himself or herself. The third thing is, do not talk down. Do not try to humiliate your client. Adopt a democratic way, और उसको एक healthy way में करें. Don't become very aggressive while you are challenging your client. The next point is use a minimum amount of muscle. Don't overdo that. आप उतनी ही कोशिश करें चैलेंज करने की जितनी पॉसिबल है, जितनी ज़रूरत है उतनी ज़्यादा चैलेंज करें. And the next point is avoid threatening voice and body messages. It is not appropriate to raise your voice or point a finger. Yes, you said this. So this is not appropriate because this could be very demanding and humiliating for the client. कि आप इस टोन में उसके साथ बात कर रहे हैं. Use it in a very effective, mild way. And then leave the ultimate responsibility with the clients. You point out toward discrepancies, mixed messages, but the ultimate responsibility is of the client. And the next point and the final one is do not overdo it. It is different from use a minimum amount of muscle. Minimum amount of muscle का तो ये मतलब है कि आप इतनी ही strength दिखाते हैं जितनी possible है और जितनी ज़रूरत होती है. Do not overdo इसका मतलब ये है कि आप बहुत ज़्यादा इसमें आगे बढ़ जाते हैं और आप हर चीज़ को confront करने लगते हैं. It is always appropriate that you should be able to use a good blend of all the clarifying, listening and confronting skills. और listening skills क्या हैं? You tune into the client's frame of reference, internal viewpoint. You approach the client with acceptance and respect. So you use unconditioned positive regard. Use an empathic attitude and at the same time confront. So it is really essential to have a balance between listening and confronting skills. आप सिर्फ confronting skills ही ना कीजिए बल्कि आप इसका balance कीजिए good attending and listening और उसके साथ understanding skills का इस्तेमाल properly होना चाहिए. So this was all about today's lecture. Let's discuss what we have studied today. We talked about focused attention as far as focused attention skills are concerned. So we talked about 7 dimensions of focus analysis. कौन-कौन सी focus की dimensions हो सकती हैं? You could focus on the client. You could focus on others in the scenario. और लोग जो involve हैं client के problem में. Then family focus. And then you could be doing problem or main theme focus. Sometime the focus is on the interviewer because the interviewer is providing feedback. अपने तरफ से भी अपने आप को भी साथ शामिल करता है so that a mutual kind of relationship is established. And then there could be we focus. We are working as a team and then cultural and environmental context is added to that focus. So ये सारे focus जो हैं आप साथ लेकर चलते हैं but an effective counselor decides that what focus shall be the first matter. कौन से चीज़ पर पहले फोकस करना है और कौन सी चीज़ें जो हैं वो बाद में आएंगी. And then we talked about different challenging skills. Challenging skills जो है apparently it seems that when you are confronting somebody then it should be in a demanding, authoritarian way. But in counseling profession, it is done in a gentle and milder way. And it is used in combination with good attending and listening skills. You reflect on the feelings of the client. You provide good listening skills. And at the same time, you are confronting. You are not only confronting and leaving other listening skills behind. And we talked about a number of challenging skills on a number of issues. For example, when the client doesn't take the responsibility and doesn't speak for himself, then you try to indulge him to send I messages rather than others messages, non-I messages. उसके बाद हमने ये देखा कि when the clients are giving you mixed messages, अपनी verbal, non-verbal communication के जरिए आप पर mixed messages show करते हैं, and then it is important to pinpoint the discrepancies between thoughts and behavior of people. And then sometime you also observe that the client has distortions in his perceptions, is perceiving a situation in a distorted way, and then it is the job of an effective counselor to point out toward those perceptual discrepancies so that there is a good harmony between the client's behavior and thoughts. And sometimes it happens that the client is not ready to acknowledge choices. वो ज़ाहिर ये करता है कि उसको ये करना पड़ रहा है, and the effective counselor shows to the client that he has the choice although he don't want to do that. And it is also that the client के साथ जब interaction हो रहा है counselor का, the counselor tries to reframe the whole situation so that the client is able to see the alternative side of the picture also. And then finally we talked about how to challenge. आपने challenge कैसे करना है, आपने overdo नहीं करना confronting को, and you will build your confronting on your listening and attending skills. And wherever it is appropriate, you will be confronting, and then you leave the responsibility of the client on the client that wherever it is appropriate, client अपनी मर्जी से इसको use करेगा. So we have finished with micro skills जो हमने पिछले कुछ लेक्चर से जिनका आगाज किया था. In the next lecture we will start a new topic, लेकिन हम थोड़ा सा इन micro skills को इन theoretical orientations के तहत कितना यूज करते हैं, we will discuss that in the beginning and then we will move on to the next issue. अगले लेक्चर में फिर मुलाकात होगी. अल्लाह हाफिज.